We need to talk about anime remakes and reboots. This is just a complete plague now. And sadly, anime, like I've been saying, is dead. It's just really fucking dead. Reboots and remakes are a part of the reason why that it is. But anyways, Yada Yuki here, the Rebelling Worlds, one chain to oblivion, returning yet again with another great video. Oh, brother, man. Goodness Lord. Anime reboots and remakes. I just don't know what to say. I mean, you would think in this day and age, these studios would get it by now. I'm like, with all the technology, with all the techniques we have, with all these manga that desperately fucking need a remake, a reboot, or what have you. All of these anime that desperately, like, need a remake or a reboot, you still manage to fuck it up. You still manage to be worse than the source material. It's just really wild, man. I'm like, what happened to quality reboots and remakes? There was a time, I remember that time, when we had so many quality reboots and remakes back in the day, man. I mean, wow. We just had so many. But that time is done, man. That time is just completely done. Now, we're just throwing out reboots and remakes to fucking any trash, to random series that don't deserve it, to series that are long running, still going on. And I'm just scratching my head and pondering, like, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, think about it. Let's start off with Naruto and One Piece. I think this is probably one of the biggest elephants in the room right now. Let's start off with these two. What the fuck do we need a Naruto reboot for? But really tell me. You have the manga. You have that shitty anime. What do you need a reboot for? You got all those fucking movies. What do you need to reboot Naruto for? But Yuki, the fights, man. The animation, man, it's not gonna be crusty, dusty, and old, man. I don't want to go back and watch the old anime, man. I want to watch it fresh and new. I want the fights to be pink, man. And, I'm just looking at the showing cards like, that's what it is. Okay, well, that was easy to figure out. Same thing with One Piece. What the fuck do you need a One Piece remake for, man? One Piece is still going on. What do you need to remake it for?
Oh well, it's the anniversary, man. The anniversary, man. And again, man, the fights, man. The fights. It's gonna be so peak, man. It's gonna be good, man. Come on, man. Oh, Yuki, man.
This is fucking ridiculous, man. This is just sad and pathetic. And then you look at other series, right? Like Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, that actually did deserve to get rebooted or get remade. And they fucked it up. I mean, they had those characters looking horrible, man. That art style was completely shitty. And then they adapted more parts of the story, and it was still trash. Oh, man, I just look at that terrible anime adaptation, and I'm like, you're not on par with that manga. I'm like, just sit the fuck down already. Come on now. Don't stop embarrassing yourself, And then you look at stuff like Ghost in the Shell, right? And, all the frauds, casuals, and losers that never cared about anime a day in their life, never watched that original Ghost in the Shell, never picked up that fucking manga, are now going to crowd to that theater release. They're like, Ghost in the Shell, man. It's coming out in theaters. Oh, it's brand new, man. Oh, I don't have to watch that slow and boring trash anymore, man. I can watch this new anime. Whoa. And I'm just looking at all the clowns like, oh, you disgust me. This is why I can't take these clowns seriously, man. I'm like, you guys were not really about that life. And for the older fans, you guys are gonna just let them dupe y'all? Oh boy, man. I'm telling you, man. Some of these older fans are responsible for all this nonsense. You're supposed to be leading the charge. You're supposed to be setting the example. And none of y'all are doing that shit. You just sit back and let it happen. They're like,
well, it's whatever, man. They can just like what they like.
This is what happens when you just let them like what they like, quote unquote. You get garbage like this. You know, the only thing I can say about Ghost in the Shell is at least it doesn't have CGI monstrosity in animation. What do you need a fucking reboot of Ghost in the Shell for? You got millions. You got tons of anime and manga from this franchise already. So what do you need this for? Oh, for the art style to look more accurate to the manga? Get the fuck out of here, man. You know there's no other reason for this shit to exist. Such frivolous excuses, man. You know, it's just wild. I think people are just so desperate for, I don't know, retros, at least for the older fans. I think they're just desperate for anything retro. They're like, oh, well, we'll just fucking take anything, you know? This is crazy, man. It's just fucking crazy. And then you look at other terrible remakes and reboots like Trigun and Hokuno no Ken, which I've talked about many, many times on this channel. I do not support none of that garbage. None of it needs to exist. We just don't need it. You know, we don't need any of it. Yeah, remakes of fucking Dragon Quest. Like, what do we need a remake of Dragon Quest for? Who the fuck cares about the Dragon Quest anime? You know? And then you look at other series. You look at Hell Teacher Nube, Kenshin of all things, and you're just like, what the fuck? Ain't no one checking for no Hell Teacher Nube, and certainly no one's checking for that Kenshin garbage. It's just so fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, this is a really bad time for anime fans, for true, real anime fans, man. Because this notion of, oh, we got to remake and reboot something because, you know, it exists, it's out there, we can make our little quick buck. You know, anime is mainstream now, so if we can just get all the casuals, if we can get all the frauds, all the people that said fuck anime, I don't support that garbage, but now that it's profitable to like geek culture, to like all this stuff, now they're like, oh fuck, well, real demand. Let's just remake something that they never cared about years ago and make it cater to them so they'll get into it. And then, of course, we also get the support from the old fans because we bait them with nostalgia. You know, and when you look at it that way, I mean, it's a perfect strategy. You know, you're baiting the old fans while still pulling in new viewers. It's a very fucking scary tactic. But people like me, you know, like the rebelling rose of wisdom, we know far too better. You know, we're far too intelligent to let things like that slide by us and go off into the distance somewhere, you know. But, you know, that radar is still kicking in. You know, I can tell the intentions of these studios, man. I have that experience. I know these things far too well. Been around for far too long. You know, I've been in the anime and manga scene for a very, very long time. You know, it's just purely disgusting to me, man. You know, it just goes to show that no one can come up with a creative new idea for anime anymore. They can't because they know that it's going to flop. They know that they don't want to try anymore. They rather just dig up some old IP that doesn't even need to get remade, doesn't even need a reboot. You know, I mean, we're remaking stuff that's still going on. Look at World Trigger, man. World Trigger, out of all series, is getting a reboot. For what? It already has an anime. It already has manga, and it's recent. The fuck you rebooting that for? Back then it was different. You know, you look at something like Hunter x Hunter, for example. You know, the 99 version isn't all that great. You know, tons of filler and animation is just barely passable. But when that 2011 came out, now we were talking. We're like, okay, well, we're going to adapt everything. We're going to cut down on the filler. And we're going to boost up the animation. You know, Madhouse coming in there, putting in that work, putting in that magic, right? And they made a groundbreaking masterpiece with that. You know, that's what a real fucking remake looks like. That's a perfect example of what a remake should look like. But nah, y'all rather consume garbage that you're not going to remember. Oh boy, man, it's just ridiculous to me. And, you know, this trend is not going to stop. I'm sure there's going to be tons of reboot anime coming out in the future or what have you. But this is just really sad, man. It's just really fucking sad, you know. But we kind of have to accept that and just move on. There's really not much we can do about it. You know, I'm gonna always put in the good word. You know, I'm always gonna fight. You know, for real anime, for real manga, and what have you. But y'all gotta understand. You know, anime is casual now. It's mainstream now. You know, this is not like back in the day where you were be called a loser. You were, you know, not to be taken seriously. Oh, you're a fucking, you know, virgin. Oh, you're an incel. You're this, that, and the next thing. Oh, you're some nerd. You know, you're not to be taken seriously. But nowadays, it's just fine and cool to like this shit. It's crazy to me, man. It's just crazy to me. But anyways, with that being said, Hideyuki here, the Rebelling Rose, and until next time, I'll see you.